Welcome to the Mythic Movie Maker podcast, where we analyze movies from a mythological perspective. My name is John, and this is my brother Nick.
Hello.
And we are in the throes of the Cameron X Machina, the Cameron machine. And we're going through all of James Cameron's movies. And today we're analyzing the Titanic. And Nick, do you have a quote for us?
I do actually. I think it speaks
Amazing.
to the point of the movie, which is Mr. Dawson. You could almost pass for a gentleman. Like the whole point of the movie is that Hockley is this kind of like gross, arrogant ogre. In fact, I feel like the love
Which
story
one
actually
is
doesn't.
Hockley?
The main bad guy, the husband or the
Oh,
fiance,
Cal.
Cal. Yeah.
Yeah. Cal
Um.
Cal was one of those funny bad guys because he had literally no redeeming qualities and he
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
got worse throughout the movie.
I feel like as a love story, like it would not function without Hockley being so repulsive, and
Hmm.
and, and by extension making Jack look like a saint.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like that's the idea is that Jack is like a real, true, noble gentleman in spirit, and
Yeah.
Hockley is this dragon,
Yeah.
hoarding the young
Ooh,
maiden.
a dragon. Yes. Ah, the
Yeah,
dragons have reversed because
dragons are
Leonardo
coming
DiCaprio
back.
was the dragon. Ah. Ah,
So okay,
yes. You can
but
live. Wait, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the dragon.
yeah,
All right,
yeah, like
sorry,
yeah,
go on.
he's oh yeah, yeah. And I think like I the question that I want to answer first, which is
Yes.
the most important question in the whole movie, I think,
Hmm.
is Rose a reliable narrator?
Well, that would depend on. Okay, so was she telling the people on the sub this story?
Yeah, yeah. So the story is playing out to the audience in a certain way. Is this Rose's kind of like imperfect memory of of the events, or is this a are we seeing like a perfect view into the past? Because then like Jack being this like smart and funny and romantic and flattering and handsome and perfect in every way guy, and Hockley being this disgusting horrible monster,
Oh, okay, good point. It
like
it
like
it
all this like takes it becomes more fairy tale esque because like
yeah.
that's what like over time she's misremembering events to make it more like that. Like
Uh,
that's my theory at
that is an
least.
incredible way of looking at it. That I think it's easy to forget because they don't really go back to the sub that often throughout it. It's not like
Yeah,
Prison or Princess Bride where it's like
yeah.
clearly, but I do get the impression that it is her telling the story to them, but that makes a lot of sense. She that why it's so fairy tale and cartoony is because like
Yeah.
it's her vision of stuff. And there, like, that was something I noticed about the movie too this time, because I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Yeah, it's been a
But
while.
there is an unreality to the entire movie. Like, it's very dreamy. And they even say that in the
So
movie.
actually they did this with color too. Like where everything that's in the future or the present is like gray, like steel gray and blue muted. And
Hmm.
then it's like the Wizard of Oz. Like when you go back in time, everything is like gold and
Yeah.
red and blue and purple
Oh,
and like
yeah, yeah.
all
And
these like splashes of color.
when they're underwater, everything is like dark and all this monochromatic and stuff. And on the ship, it's like
But
all at
even
sunset. Like it's like this beautiful glowing
yeah,
sky and stuff.
it's golden. Yeah,
On that sort of like topic. Like they what did they say? They said it was the ship of dreams. And so she says it was a ship of dreams. To me, it was a slave ship taking me back to America in chains. They kind of allude to it being a dream the whole time. Um, and there was stuff like when they had the sex scene, like they're having sex in a car on a boat. That like there's some it's like a weird reality. It's like
Yeah,
it feels, I mean, and when you're on a ship, it's like a little world too. You're this floating dream world.
yeah, you're kind of like you're on solid land in Britain or wherever they started out in,
Hmm.
and then you're in this kind of like sort of surreal in between realm for a while, and then you land at your destination.
Yeah,
So yeah,
for for a
be
long while.
yeah, so being on a ship is like in that way kind of like being in a dream, like a dream state where nothing matters and it's all imaginary almost.
And like one other dream reference is, remember she was looking at, I kind of hate it when movies do this actually. They're like, Picasso, huh? That'll never catch on.
Well, yeah, like
But
well, this is one of his many like kick the dog moments.
yeah. Yeah. But it makes it, I like it. I like that it's sort of her, yeah, the whole thing is like tinged with this storytelling aspect, like that it's her telling the story. So that adds like an extra layer to it. Like, oh, that's how she would tell this story, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
But she said Picasso is more dream than logic.
Okay, I didn't catch that line, but that kind of like makes sense with everything that's going on.
And then so if this whole thing is a dream, what does the iceberg represent? Like what is like say you were in a dream and you hit an iceberg. I feel like it's like, oh, now reality's starting to kick in a little bit. Like,
Okay, so I think the waking up moment isn't the iceberg.
mm.
I think it's Jack dying.
Well, yeah, that is when we exit the,
That's the end of the dream. The love story is now definitively over.
yeah. Spoilers, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Well, if Jack even existed. Which I like your take on that because they even bring that up late it was at the very end.
Yeah.
Is like they were actually kind of questioning if Jack even existed, or she was like sort of being like, yeah, people said there's no record of Jack, but he was there, you
You know,
know.
he won his ticket in a poker game,
And he
which
kind
is
of snuck
which
into
is
the side and everything.
yeah, which is like kind of like a it's kind of like a fantasy of a man of someone
Oh,
who's like
completely.
it's like oh
Yeah.
he's clever and quick and with nothing more than like a couple bucks he was able to win this incredible prize in the hand of poker. Yeah, yeah, okay, so that's more reason why I was like more evidence of this being a story kind of misremembered by an old lady who
An
has been
old
kind of like
bat.
fantasizing about this event for her entire life
Yeah.
is how incredibly flawless Jack is and how perfect he is.
It does make
Uh,
the story work though. Like this isn't, I don't know. This doesn't seem like a movie that it's like, well, we need to know his dark side, and we need to like redeem uh Cole or something. It does like it feels right that
yeah, 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 yeah. It's it is a fairy tale. Like that's kind of the
and then well,
um
100 years from now, people might be telling the same story on about 9/11.
oh
Yeah. Yeah, like
maybe
we'll have a
maybe a
little
little
scene where
like
like I like
plane like
I
a
got it.
plane heading towards the towers. Near, far, wherever
Eh.
you are. No.
And then here's what it happens is like they're like on two different towers and they're in love. And then they message you. It's like a Taylor Swift video. So, yeah. but I don't think that would be acceptable until far in the future.
Yeah. Like it's not like the tragedy has not been made amusing yet. We need to wait.
Yeah. We need to wait for all the people that were there to get old and have us want to tell a story about it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I did get the feeling that Jack was sprite-like and spirit-like, and especially in the way they talked about him, and about kind of the way he affected her also was a very spiritual way. To him, it seemed like he was going, for opportunity of some kind, and she was going to be trapped for her the rest of her life. I don't think he really changed that much, but he changed her. It's one of those stories.
Yeah, so I think like he does kind of fulfill the same role as like the spider in Charlotte's Web or like Mike from Jackie Brown, where
Uh-huh.
he's like
Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
character that's supposed to like the protagonist is Rose, and you have to have this character like come into the protagonist's life and sort of shake up their rudderless existence
Yeah.
and make them think about the world in a new way, and then leave the story at some point, probably by dying, usually by dying. Mike thankfully didn't have to die.
Yeah. He was saved.
Yeah, and then leave the protagonist in a better state, and then disappear.
Yeah. And also Cliff in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
He was sort of that spirit guide as well.
Hmm.
Um And so, and it's interesting you say like shake up, like he kind of shook up. There's a lot of this as above, so below, sort of microcosm, macrocosm sort of stuff in this movie. A lot.
So like yeah, like there's the whole are you familiar with like the term upstairs downstairs,
No.
where like it's like Downton Abbey, where you have like the upstairs is like the highfalutin fancy
Oh
people, and then
yeah.
you have like an entirely separate like story that's like what's going on with like in the servants' quarters and stuff. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like a scene happening with the rich people, and then the exact same scene happening in the below decks.
Oh, well, yeah, it was like the soiree and the wild party sort of thing.
Yeah,
Or is
like
there
at
another
one
one that
point, at, I think the best one was one where the servants actually get more like better treatment accidentally, where the crew show up to the rich people's suite or whatever and say, hey, like, oh, we're really sorry, but we need to go. Like we're evacuating the ship. You need to we're all get your life vests on, and we're gonna have to go out to the deck of the ship. And like being so like demure and apologetic actually really hurt the rich people because it made them slow to react to the situation.
hmm
Then the below deck version of that same scene is the crew grabbing the life vest, hurling it at the head of the person, and screaming at them, "Get up!" you know, where if you're being sort of told to evacuate in the life of this situation, you want that second one.
Yeah. But
So I
they,
thought
I
that was kind of
mean,
a
but all the poor people got trapped at a certain point,
yeah. They were like locked in at some point. Yeah, behind those grates.
which is just so freaking. I mean, I bet that happened to some degree, but
Probably.
uh it really just goes to show like the movie is basically about like what
Well,
people turn
yeah,
in.
class.
Well, obviously, yeah, and
Yeah,
like explicitly. But it's sort of about like what happens to those classes, like when society gets shaken up, like Jack shook up Kate Winslet.
yeah,
And like what's happening in this is society got shook up. And you see what happens is like everyone just uses every power they have to just push over the guy in front of you and
yeah,
survive.
yeah. Well, I think like the in this case, like the author insert character is Kathy Bates, the new
I actually
money.
loved her character. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like the best in the movie, but she is kind of like the there to kind of represent a modern audience and say
Yeah.
the things that like someone from 2000 and or I guess 1997 would say.
Yeah, the whole movie she was very
Very modern minded.
modern minded and winky at the camera. Like
Yeah,
she, Jack was looking at all the forks and stuff. And she, which is a trope, but this is like one of the best that's been done of it. And she just goes, just work from the outside and work your way in, honey. Just start on the outside and work your way in,
yeah,
honey. And it's just like a practical Texan American advice, it's like they got this weird custom. Here's an easy way to
yeah,
remember it.
yeah, yeah. She was like every scene with her was great. And then at the very end, she's like we have open spots. Why don't we go back
Uh-huh,
and the
yeah.
and the as as a person from the modern era, like expressing her modern opinions by going back and saving the people with their big lifeboat, and then the the people around her are more period-esque and kind of telling her no.
Yeah, and they have lived in high society their whole lives, and they're kind of all comfortable with putting their boot on a poor person to get a little bit higher, And they're just
Hmm.
kind of like, to them, it's like, it's not great, but that's just the way the world works, and you just have to get used to it.
Yeah,
And
like we're
Kathy
we're the
Bates
we're
was
the right
not,
kind of people.
yeah, this is sort
Yeah.
of our birthright to do this,
Mhm.
and they're poor, and they know the deal, from their perspective, that's how they see it. And in that moment, it was really great because Kathy Bates thought they were just kind of funny, ridiculous people. And she wanted in. She wanted into the club, and they kept thumbing their nose at her. And
Yeah.
then in that moment, though, she
She really
realized
that they're the monsters.
they're monstrous people, and they just keep their monstrosities hidden and most of the time. And when society
Yeah.
is falling, that's where the monstrosity comes out. When the ship's going down, then you see them acting like monsters. And there was like she did a good job because there was like pure horror and just you could see on her face her entire reality was crumbling. you know,
Yeah.
and because she
That
wanted
that,
in
that
with these
she,
people.
yeah, she worked so hard to become one of them, and then
Uh-huh.
realizing that they're essentially fully willing to commit murder just for their own personal convenience.
Yeah. And the ship can't sink guy had another one too, where he was like the mustache guy.
Yeah.
So I think he was being lowered on the lifeboat, and he like understood like, oh, like he just barely got on, when all the women and children were supposed to be.
Hmm.
And he was just then kind of realizing, okay, I got on, but none of these other people are going to get on.
So I think
And
like just because he has less screen time, I think he actually is a greater percentage villain by volume than Cal is.
him,
Yeah. I think
he
he's
just, well,
he's
he represented like just the immense hubris of that upper class people.
well, yeah, well, and also immense hubris of an accomplishment that didn't belong to him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and in, upper class, like that's kind of the definition of upper class is like you were born with everything and you earn nothing.
Yeah, because the guy who worked so hard to build the Titanic
Uh-huh.
is coded very heroically.
Yeah, because he's a practical guy and he understands the truth of the matter.
Yeah, and the captain also like who
I love the
took responsibility.
yeah, he did. I mean,
Um,
that's the thing I like about this movie is he hits every cliche of like a boat sinking movie, and upper
yeah,
class warfare movies. but he just does it so well. I don't know what it is. Like I was just like I never had the thought like, oh, the captain goes down with the ship. But he made like a whole moment out of that cliche.
Yeah,
And it
like he
was
does
good.
he never announces to the crew that he's going to go down with the ship.
Uh-huh.
He just kind of like looks towards like
The wheel
the
thing.
cockpit or whatever it is,
Yeah.
sees the wheel,
Yeah.
and just kind of like him and the audience both kind of realize at the same moment that the
He's
correct and
gonna
noble
stay
thing
in
for him to
there.
do
Yeah.
is to go down with the ship. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the way that the water just came in just for a second and then it cut
Hmm.
away. It was like it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
for like the movie being about a boat, like the captain plays a very small part in it. Like I think he has like three lines in the whole thing.
yeah.
But it,
I was actually like I saw him for like he said like two lines in like the first scene with him. And I'm like, I really like this guy, and I don't know why.
yeah.
So like
Well,
while the
because
movie was rolling,
he looks like a
I looked
captain.
up. Yeah, like I looked him up. He's Theoden.
No way, really?
Yeah, I was like, why do I have like such
Wow.
positive associations with this guy immediately? And then I like looked him up. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Interesting. That's they Theoden. Okay, so that was the king of of the Rohan.
Yeah.
Really? He seems so much, but he's so much older in this one, though.
I guess just like that's the difference that a white beard can do for a guy is
Sure,
he can look 15 years older.
he's always going down. He's, Rohan was going down, the Titanic's going down. It is funny how people get typecast, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like if you like that, that's what's so good about Jaws is like the guy that they got to like the shark killer guy that they got.
Hmm.
He just he just was looked like that guy. Like if you pulled up like an image on Google, like Google images of like historic pictures of shark killing people or mariners,
Yeah.
that guy would be there. And like the captain just the guy looked
He
exactly
looks like a ship
like
captain.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Like
I could
close your
tell
eyes and imagine a ship captain.
yeah.
That.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy was like a little cabin boy, and then like, he worked his way up. Like, I just got the whole story from his face. It
Yeah.
was
Like
just
that he was clearly like worked his way up through sheer competence.
mhm.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too because that's thematic. On the boat, all these class structures from either side of the ocean are immovable, you know. They're set in stone.
Yeah, like and it's clear that like there's significant effort into maintaining those structures.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like actual like real significant work is kept is maintained is kept is done to keep the upper class upper and the lower class lower.
Yeah. Well, yeah, by the upper class.
Yeah, of course.
Like that's their only like upper class people don't invent anything new. They like their only skill is to be upper class. The only way to do that is to keep the class structure. I don't know. Do you think that still exists? Is it going away? Like,
Um, not really. Like I think it's going away. Like the classic uniform of the billionaire now is like a polo shirt and slacks, or even like jeans.
yeah,
And
they're
every billionaire loves to talk about how they wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day.
well, I wouldn't say that's upper class in the way that it was in the movie though. Like upper class in the way it was in the movie is old money. And billionaires are
Yeah,
no billionaire is old money.
yeah.
Like,
Well, none of the famous ones. The ones that we don't hear about are the ones that are
yeah. But
uh
like their money gets like siphoned away so quickly, like through their lifestyles that it doesn't last more than two generations anymore.
mhm. So
Um,
I think it is it's not super important for the story, but I think it's because we're doing a series on James Cameron.
mhm.
Jimmy C himself put a kind of like an author insert character into the movie
Oh yeah,
in the form
in
of
Bill
Bill Paxton.
Paxton. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how much he identifies with Bill Paxton. Is like, oh, I'm gonna make you me
Yeah. Because
with
I think he's been
frosted
like
tips.
yeah, I think he's been in
Mid
every one of
90s.
these movies except for Piranha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terminator.
Terminator
Oh yeah,
2
yeah. He can't be in Terminator 2 because he that kind of died in that world.
because he dies in Terminator 1. Yeah. Uh, but I also think that this is it's a little tongue in cheek because he made Bill Paxton just a fully greedy character. Like he's doing these incredible expeditions into the bottom of the ocean looking for a diamond. Like
I don't think
he's
he.
he's
Well,
trying
I
he's
don't.
trying he's trying to like Bill Paxton is looting the Titanic, and that's the only thing he cares about. I
No,
don't I don't
it's
think that's true of James Cameron, but
no.
like
I got a different read. I got a different read because he just wants to explore the Titanic. I get the feeling, and he has funding. Like
oh
I feel,
he's beholden to people who
yeah,
like he
who
like
want that, and that's like
and he
that's
just
how a
wants
lot
to
of
explore.
yeah, and that's how a lot of things work because a lot of these guys they're just super into scuba and underwater exploration and stuff or are like history nerds or whatever, but you need a lot of funding to do it. And so like the way that you pitch it to rich people is like, "Oh, there's a potential huge upside," and then it feels like gambling to them and so they do it.
Oh yeah.
That I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the feel I got from it. They didn't really spend too much time explaining the intricacies of that. They could have shot another hour of it and we would have had answers to those questions, but we might not have liked the movie as much.
Well, okay, so there's in terms
Anyway,
of liking the
yeah.
movie,
Well,
uh
I just want to say though, on are you talking still talking about Bill Paxton?
no, I was
Because
gonna move on. Do you
he
have anything?
does have an arc. He does have an arc though in the movie. Remember, he said, "I finally understood the Titanic." Do you remember that? So, like, what I
I
get
actually don't
from
remember that.
it was like after I guess Rose says she told her story, like after she like explained everything to him, he, he said, "Oh, now I get it. I've been searching in all the halls and and I know every bit of this ship, but I never understood it until she told me all these things and make it made it come to life."
Filled it with color.
She filled it with color. You could
Yeah.
say also she gave it spirit. And so that's sort of Jack's spirit also being transferred to him in a way, and then James Cameron is transferring that to us, like keeping
Hmm.
the spirit of what happened there and the lessons learned there alive. But he said, "I finally understood it by letting it in." So instead of him going into the Titanic, he let the Titanic into him. And that's really how you understand something, you know.
Okay.
That's Bill Paxton. That's Bill Paxton's minor arc, which was kind of shoehorned in. It
Yeah, like
was.
we probably didn't need the wraparound story. That was probably unnecessary.
Yeah, it was emotionally compelling, I will say. I mean, like Jack at the end said to Rose, like, have a, keep this promise and everything and have a bunch of children. And apparently she did because she had a kid that came
Yeah.
with her. So sort of
Well,
like,
yeah, well, yeah, like it's its own trope, like the whole like because you know how in the Princess Bride,
mm-hmm,
uh the wraparound story is the kid and the grandpa.
mm-hmm,
At the beginning, the kid is like just he's bored, he's not interested, he's doesn't like any of it. And
mm-hmm,
then as the story progresses, like the book story will take a pause and like the kid will be more invested every time they go back to the wraparound.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
that exact thing is happening in this movie where like that guy Simon or whatever is like crass and kind of dismissive.
Hmm.
And then as the story progresses, he's just like, like
Yeah.
really intensely into the story and really excited about what's happening and interested in what's happening next.
Well, isn't that an interesting thing though? Like you bring it up about the Princess Bride, and I have noticed this with people where I will introduce a new concept to them, an entirely new concept. A lot of times it's my own theory on something.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had a friend tell me, like your book should just be called I Have a Theory. So I say that all the time. At first I notice everyone's first reaction always reject, reject, not I too weird, reject. And then, after time, people sort of slowly on their own time let it in. That's kind of a lesson. It would this whole process of understanding something, you just have to be willing to let it in a lot sooner, You have to be, but you have to be careful because if you just let everything in all the time, then you're just a wacko and you'll believe
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
You're
yeah. You
credulous.
believe the world is flat and that we faked the moon landing and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then stuff that's not true as well.
Yeah, yeah. You like the floodgates open when you're not filtering.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I mean, that's what's so hard about being human, you know? It's like we talked about with True Lies, like you're constantly and that's why AI is nothing new. It's all about spotting fakes and stuff that's not real. Like we've been doing that in some form throughout human history. It is a weird dance, and it's very mystical because there is no answer to it. Like, how do you know that what this person is telling you is a good truth or not, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Like there's real social consequences to calling someone a liar, but
Hmm.
there's also real consequences to believing a lie.
Yeah.
So you have to like you need to develop the filter.
Yeah. You need like a radar for it. And that's there's no guidebook to it. That's just wisdom. You just have to live life and
Yeah.
get scorned a few times.
Hmm. Okay, so I would just like to bring up
Yeah.
the fact that this is not the movie for me. Uh,
Oh.
I'm not a consumer of romance stories,
Hmm.
and I don't like long movies.
Oh.
So a 3.5 hour love
No.
story is
Yeah.
designed to
Not
be
Nick.
not my thing.
But
The second half of the movie where shit gets real does
yeah.
but like there's like so much of the movie works a lot worse when you're not invested in the love story. Like
Yeah.
like at the very end when Jack falls like down, and then like all of the like the 3 card Monty that happens with people trying to get on lifeboats, like all like the stakes of that is much lower when Jack and Rose and their relationship means less to you.
Yeah, well
Like
like yeah.
I basically felt not anything when Jack dies at the very end when he falls into the ocean, but I almost like legitimately teared up when
Mm.
the band uh
Yeah, dude. Oh, me too. This is
like
the
that's
third movie that we've done that I've cried during.
like that was like to me the most legitimately emotional scene was
Yeah.
the members of the band like after with like 5 minutes of screen time you're like, oh, these guys are heroes.
Yeah.
They're you know and
There
I'm
well
just
that
playing music, but
that
like
that
it's
happened in the same time that the captain went to his quarters too. Like that was all
yeah.
going on. So like everybody that was on the ship and kind of realized like they're kind of responsible to go down with it. Um they all did what they do, They reverted to who
Yeah.
they are. The core of who they are. And the other guys sort of wandered away and he started playing and the other ones were sort of like, yeah, what are we doing? Like this, what else are we gonna do? Just wander around and wait to die? No, we're gonna fucking play music well because that's what we do. That's who I am. I'm a
Yeah.
musician.
And even if it, like it could actually help in some small way of making people like less panicky and more ordered in their
Yeah.
uh
And and that's kind of what art does too, is it makes dying something meaningful. If you like to have music happening while you're like going down, your death isn't as sad. It's kind of like this epic experience
yeah.
and beautiful. And like they're experiencing you're experiencing humanity. Like it's pure humanity. Every human goes through this. So um actually a couple more notes on the musicians.
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh, you want to hear it, do you?
Oh.
Oh, stop crying, Nick. Stop crying. It's okay. It's
I
okay.
would I would just like to point out that came out so poorly. That sounded uh
Yeah. It's an
the, the
inferior
the mic did
instrument.
not pick that up very well. Yeah, it's
It's just your
it's not
headphones.
quite the violin.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. It's probably just your headphones. But
Okay.
moving up right along. Well, I think that James Cameron, he knows his audience. And I think like Terminator 1 was his only movie that was just for dudes. Like it was, well, not even because actually Sarah Connor's the star of that one too. Like Alien, he knows. So he has a good idea of like how do you get everyone to go to a movie?
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example. It's like this big epic disaster movie and uh a soap opera, and he delicately blends the two genres perfectly. And so like the big tear up scene for the girls is when Jack dies. And then the big tear up
Yeah.
scene for the guys is like, I love those musicians, man. They were badass. They were so badass.
Look, look how noble they are.
Yeah. And so like he has a good grasp of the human condition and like who his audience is. And then, you know, how he always adds these little details. Remember when they stopped playing for a second and then they started playing when one of them said, "Play, let's do Orpheus."
Yeah.
Do you know who
Oh yeah, the
Orpheus
dream.
is?
Yeah, God of Dreams.
Yeah, and a musician. He's a musician. And there was one, if I'm not mistaken, I should have done research before this, but if I'm not mistaken, he went into the underworld to see his like dead wife or something. And it could have been the other way around where like she goes into the underworld to see him.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then
Orpheus and Eurydice.
yeah.
Yeah,
So how does it go? Who
yeah.
goes down into the underworld?
I I think he pulls her out of the underworld, and she has like a moment of like I think it was like don't if you turn around to look at the
Yeah.
underworld, it'll take you forever, like something like that.
And she did at the very
And
end.
then she did,
And then
yeah.
she was there forever. So it's like our story but flipped a little bit. There was underworld aspects to it. Like, like I think my favorite shot of the movie was when they set up the class structure of the ship, and it was the upper deck and then the higher class and then the steerage, and then they got into like the machinery and then like the
Oh yeah, the
bellows,
boiler.
and yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like they were going from like heaven to hell,
So
and there were
I
these
think there was
levels.
some I think there was legitimately some imagery straight out of like the Divine Comedy,
Yeah, completely.
where especially at the very end, there was some imagery out of the Divine Comedy where how did I put this? Oh yeah, like almost like sinners languishing in hell, of them all like in the water screaming for help, like screaming
Oh
in
my
like
gosh, that
pain and
was actually
hopelessness.
that part
That
of
was
the
affecting.
movie, because that must have happened. That was heart-wrenching. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're totally right too. There are a lot of like every when they in the book that does happen. where they're just like screaming in pain the whole time that,
Yeah, where
forever.
they're like walking past some lake of fire or something, and the sinners are just like in the river screaming and in agony.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And and it's
I
crazy.
don't think the hell metaphor holds a lot of water there because like these are yeah.
You're a walking double
Um
entendre, Nick. You're so good at those.
uh
Go on though. Sorry.
because like the people aren't like if it was specifically like the upper class people that were there, I think that that could make a lot more sense. But here we have like the good people and the bad people all mixed together in this horrible environment.
Yes. I don't think that it has as much like it's not like trying to reference the Divine Comedy as much as it is just like saying there's a stratosphere, or is it not a stratosphere? There it
Stratification.
stratification of people, and it feels when you put it on this little microcosm of society, it feels so artificial.
Yeah.
You know? Like, why are we doing this? Like it's just odd. But I think it's interesting, like I'm seeing so many watching these James Cameron movies. I'm seeing so much of Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan in all of these that I'm like,
Mhm.
these guys must have like worshipped James Cameron. Like especially
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan. Like so many things, like there's like, there's the layers but of Dream with Leonardo DiCaprio, and the whole end, the whole last half of the movie is this giant action sequence basically. I don't know, did you ever see Dunkirk? Like the
No.
centerpiece of that is this giant ship, and Christopher Nolan did it way better because he had better technology, but just just the like what impressed me about that movie was there was this giant ship sinking like in the Titanic. It's just these like James Cameron and Christopher Nolan are so good at just capturing immensity. Like just
Oh
giving
yeah,
you
like
the
the
idea of something immense.
so even just the shots with no other context of just the front of the boat.
Uh-huh.
Like all you see is the front of the boat and water.
Yeah.
And just from like the camera being like super low down and pointing up or whatever other techniques they use, like the sheer size of the boat is conveyed so well.
It is. Yeah.
Even even without context.
He needed to do that too. Like the movie would fail if like this movie was such a gigantic risk. It was the most expensive movie ever.
Yeah.
And another way that the movie would fail is just watching 3 hours of a big boat. The movie works because he gets the big stuff right and just the little tiny details and the emotional parts of it. It's all working. Yeah, that it deserved every Oscar it got. You
Yeah,
know,
this is a very impressive movie.
it's what I call like variety show movies. I feel like Kill Bill was kind of that way too, where it's like it has everything, except for like there's like if there's not a musical number, but there's like music sequences, horror. In this one, there's a love story. It's got everything, everything that movies are, and like those movies I love so much because it just they pack everything that you can do in a movie in one. And it's like you're getting your money's worth when you go to see Titanic,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
like the risk on display is huge because the cost is enormous. Like it cost them giant amounts of money to make this movie, and the product is a 3.5 hour romance movie.
yeah.
Like this is like such a such a gamble
Yeah.
that the fact that it worked and not just worked but worked so spectacularly is kind of a testament to James
Yeah.
Cameron just having his finger on the pulse of the American people.
Yeah. And I mean, this will be his crowning achievement.
Yeah, like Avatar made more money, but this is kind of his magnum opus.
Yeah. Little detail though. Did you see the nerdy guy at the beginning? The guy with the beard? He was wearing
Oh,
a Watchman
the
shirt.
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Oh, it looked like
I,
a
th- I
Watchman shirt.
I thought it was a Watchman shirt at first because it
Oh,
was a smiley face with blood all over it,
yeah.
but it had like a bullet hole right in the forehead, and the and like blood splatter all over the place. And the Watchman symbol is really just the smiley face with the one drop of blood.
Oh, okay, I guess. Yeah, well, I had a little jag on that, but
Plus, when did
um
Watchmen come out? Was this does this predate Watchmen?
oh, well, I feel like the comic book came out before this.
Oh yeah, Watchmen's super old. It came out in, like the
Yeah,
80s.
1986. Yeah, and I feel like James Cameron would like Watchmen. And it kind of fits a little bit the themes of like, the question in that obvious is, who watches the Watchmen? So the kind of elite of society on the ship just
Yeah,
basically acted any way that they wanted to with
well, and also
impunity.
like White Star Line itself simply declared the ship to be unsinkable, and
Oh
everyone's like,
yeah.
yeah, they said it.
Yeah.
It has to be true.
And I feel like when the ship was going down, like the steerage people were not as surprised as the upper class people.
Yeah, one one
They
of,
were
one of my
like, "Well,
favorite.
another fucking part of our lives is crumbling. What else
Yeah,
is new?"
it's been it's been shit up until now, and it's shit now.
Yeah.
Uh, one of my favorite lines of the whole movie was the designer guy. When someone proclaimed, "But the ship can't sink," and his response was, "It's made of iron.
Yeah. Well,
I assure you, it can sink."
he only said that after it was already sinking though. He kept his mouth quite shut before anything
Yeah.
went down.
Well, I think that's just like I think that is legitimately him biting his tongue,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, the PR people want to say this. Okay, fine."
Yeah, but that had legitimate consequences.
Yeah, well, with the lifeboats.
Oh my God, that was such a crazy moment. I hope that wasn't true. I mean, I have seen those ocean liner ships modern times, and the
Hmm.
whole outer part of it is lifeboats. And I did have that same thought. It looks
Yeah,
very cluttery. But yeah, it's all about like that's what the upper class is all about is like the appearance, and being polite, and dressing something up into be what it's not. Like they dress Jack up into something that he's not because so he could fit in better.
yeah.
But, materially, what kind of clothes you're wearing makes absolutely no difference. It just makes,
Yeah, exactly.
everyone feel good. And it like that's a big theme of the movie too, is like they separate people so much that like unless you go on the upper deck, you can just do the whole boat ride and not ever have to see a dirty person, you know,
Hmm.
the whole time. That's how separate you are, and that's how you can treat people so badly is if you like completely separate yourself from them to where you don't even see them ever. And then so it's like, well, who cares if they die? You know? Like
Yeah,
it's like something that happens that I personally don't like.
I think there's like I liked how near the beginning the first class people were so blasé about the whole situation. Like they show up to the ship and they're like, "Oh, it looks pretty. Oh, it's big. Yeah, looks it's a cool ship." But then the third class people show up and they're like screaming in joy and running down
Yeah.
the hallway and be like, "This was so amazing."
Yeah.
Like they it's almost, yeah, it's like they
Well, it's my
Like they
it's my rich for a day, it's my rich for a day theory
okay.
is basically anybody can be rich for a day. They can experience upper class lifestyle. You can go to a symphony and then you can go eat at a beautiful like three-star restaurant. And then you can rent a limousine to take you to a fancy hotel and you can like blow 5 grand or something on being rich for a day or even like 10 grand. Like
Yeah, you can rent
anyone
a
can do
yacht.
that. Yeah, you can rent a yacht for a day. Um, but being rich is when that's just your lifestyle, you
Yeah,
know.
you just exist in that world all the
You just
time.
exist in that world all the time, yeah. And it's like the yeah. I I would personally, yeah. Like I had to really fight myself to get a nicer car because I knew that like okay, now I'm making a step of luxury that um it's going to be hard to come back from. It
Hmm.
feels really good to take those steps up in luxury, but if times get tight, it hurts so much more to take a step down, from
Yeah, I'm with you
something
on that.
from luxurious things you're used to having.
Because when I first moved out of the house, I moved into this completely awful studio apartment. Even by the metrics of studio apartments, this place was terrible.
Hmm.
It was uncomfortable. There was no source of like heating or cooling. You have to go up this like 3 stories of this incredibly narrow staircase. It just looked like shit.
Hmm.
The kitchen was terrible. And like to me, it was like, oh, this is just you know, I haven't experienced anything else. This is just normal. This is fine.
Hmm.
Like I was not at all like at no point in the 2 years that I lived there was I unhappy with that experience.
Yeah. This is beneath
Uh,
me.
and now like having after having not done that for about 5 years, I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't know if I could go back.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually scary.
Yeah,
But so that's where and this will dovetail into something else I want to talk about with the upper class people. You're kind of trapped, You are that like that's something that we don't really like to do is like, we have the term first world problems. We don't really
yeah.
like to sympathize with people that are rich, but people that are rich have much much harder to solve problems. Most people that are poor, most of their problems can just be solved with money. And money is not easy to get, but if some benevolent person just came down and gifted you $100,000, many of your problems would be solved. And you would be really happy about that. But if you're rich and you have everything, money can't solve some these problems. They're like psychological problems, you know?
Well, and also like when you need huge amounts of money just to maintain normalcy,
That
then
too. Yeah.
then money itself does become a huge problem. Like I thought that's actually the direction I thought you were going with this
Mm.
because of the scene with Rose's mom where she's like scolding Rose and being like, "Do you want me to live as a seamstress? Do you want us to sell all of our nice things just to get by?"
Hmm.
And like at this point, Rose is I think planning on
Marrying.
abandoning her family and eloping with
Oh
this
yeah.
this this peasant. And her mom is just like, can you possibly imagine the awfulness of having to work?
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But
yeah, to her like this lifestyle of
yeah.
living in luxury and going to fancy parties is an essential component of her character, and
Yeah.
she can't let go of that, for anything.
Well, it's also kind of scary too. Like, let's get into the mind of an upper class person because we've been shitting on them so much. But, a lot of like her life, Rose's life would be completely controlled by Cal.
Yeah,
Her entire life. And like at first he exerts his power over her politely. but it quickly turns into forceful and violent,
Well,
you
well,
know.
Cal is like obsessed with control
Yeah.
because he has a golden ticket onto a lifeboat, and then he leaves that opportunity just to exert control over Rose one last time. Like he
Yeah.
risks his life just to be just to like be more controlling for a little bit longer.
What is Rose to him? He thinks Rose is to him what Jack is to her. Like he thinks that they're in love, and he just needs to force her to love him,
I
you
don't think
know?
I don't think it's about love at all. I think he views Rose as property.
Well, and also, yeah, it's
And
like,
he views Jack as a thief. I think he calls him a thief at one point.
yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, and you also stole my diamond."
So what I think with him, with Cal, he has never he's just doing what upper class people do. Like he's not a unique at all. Like
Yeah.
he's just mad at her because she is going off and doing her own thing and not acting like everyone else. Like a rich automaton, like everyone
Well,
else.
it's I think like control and the idea of her being property is most of it because he's like,
No, because
no,
because
you know,
his mom
you
her
have been.
mom does the same thing to her, like that he does. Like she would fully agree with everything that he did. She would be like, "Well, he has every right to be mad at you because you're not acting correctly."
I think it's like I don't know. My view of him is that like this beautiful fiance with a great family name is a thing that I wanted, and now it's been bought and paid for,
Hmm.
and I paid the money, and why don't I have the thing?
Yeah. It's
You know?
another example of them just treating themselves. They just treat every person like there is no spirit to them. They're just like either an animal or a piece of property or
Yeah,
something they're not human. They kind of reminded me, mythologically of the Greek gods in a way. Like they have all the control and all they care about are these petty struggles. Like even when the ship was clearly going down, like they were like in the throes of these petty disagreements with each other, and like
yeah.
holding up the whole thing.
Yeah, like especially like of all the people trying to drag their luggage onto the
Yeah.
lifeboats.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the concept of this being a life and death situation doesn't really occur to them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is just more hubris. Like it's actually like their own hubris is blocking their ability to survive,
Yeah.
which is actually contrasted very nicely with a below deck segment where there's like a dozen rats running in one direction.
Yeah. And they know to follow the rats.
Yeah, they're like, well, if this is the direction the rats are going, that's good enough for me.
Yeah. And they're also like, hey, the rats know this shit better than I do.
Yeah,
Like they have those instincts of, well, and yeah, that's the other thing about the rich people in this is they don't have any instinct. They don't have any
yeah,
intuition. They just everything is like that's the thing that makes it so prison-like for them is their entire lives are just plotted out and they can't, they don't have a moment of actual freedom.
yeah. And also just like more on the rats thing, like it's almost as if like they feel a sense of brotherhood with the rats. Like
Yeah.
they look at the rat and you're like, oh, you're scurrying in the shadows, fighting for every scrap of food, fighting so hard to live every day. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
That seems that's familiar.
Oh, we were also talking about the necklace a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
the necklace is her heart. She leaves her heart at the bottom of the ocean. We can move on. Um,
well, the necklace had a big long story to it. Like
oh,
the
about it
necklace,
like being owned by Queen Elizabeth or something.
Was that? I don't remember. I don't really
It
remember.
was it was
They
like it
said it
had
was
some,
more expensive than the crown jewels at this point.
yeah, that like it has some like huge historical value because of all this, all like where it existed and all the places it's been or something like that.
Yeah, and there were okay, so there were a few things that I noticed about the necklace. First off, she gets older, the necklace stays the same.
Mhm.
So I think it's more than just her heart, you know.
It's
Or
like her feelings for Jack because it that state like she remembers this hookup that she had as a teenager for all 84 years. It's like, oh,
yeah, exactly. There is a lot about this movie that can be like if you're just telling it to somebody, it sounds like a teenage girl telling you a story about like yeah, moving schools.
well, yeah, well, this is a Romeo and Juliet story,
Oh,
through and
100%.
through.
Yeah, through and through.
Like
Yeah.
this is two teenagers making dumb decisions because of a love at first sight
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
And class being in the way. And
Uh,
it's yeah.
well, yeah. Well, Romeo and Juliet were part of the same class. They were just of
Oh,
opposing opposing families or
yeah.
feuding families.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. But social convention getting in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the most artificial part of yeah, that's like our society, which is funny to say because but anyway,
But also, but like on the other hand,
yeah.
there's really nothing less substantial than like two horny teenagers having eyes for each other. Like this is like that's one
Yeah.
of the reasons why like the love story didn't draw me in. It's because it's like
Yeah.
these are just some like some dumb kids who catch a glance at each other from across the room and decide that this relationship is now the most important thing in the world.
Well, why is that though? What makes that there is an attraction to that, you know? Why is that attractive to why would that be attractive to a young lady? Like his attraction is a lot clearer. You know, she's beautiful and she's got money, you know. But what
I don't
attracts
think
her to
he
him?
the money I don't think it matters to him. I don't think he cares about the money.
Well,
I think she's
yeah.
for starters, she is the movie tries to portray her as being a bit of a firebrand
Hmm.
uh of being smart and
Rebellious.
strong-willed and rebellious, and she has a serious eye for art and artistic talent.
Yeah, that's right.
Like she's got like a Monet and a couple Picassos.
They do set that up pretty good. Yeah. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That does relate to her who she is. She's interested in higher things than social convention.
Oh, and maybe fucking Jack is a Picasso. He's uh an unrecognized beautiful thing, you know,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
a thing of value that's to an untrained eye looks worthless.
like a necklace. Although that necklace looked expensive.
That
But
that that, that
but that's the point. Well, I guess that necklace does represent her because, you know, the necklace is expensive, but that's not why it's important.
it's the history.
It's all of it. It's yeah, it's all the meaning that has been attached to it, you know? Like those guys on the submersible, they're looking for it. Like part of its value is because it's got all this history attached to it, but it also has like this monetary value. You know, what makes it valuable to Rose has nothing to do with money. It's what it represented about that time that she had with that brief moment she had with Leonardo DiCaprio. And that had been imparted onto it had the it had been imbued into the diamond, that meaningfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And that was why it was meaningful, not because it was expensive.
Yeah. because the diamond is her heart.
because the diamond is her heart. Yeah.
Yeah,
And what
and she gave.
there was a good quote. A woman's heart is a deep ocean of secrets. Ah, that was a good quote.
Oh yeah, and the actual diamond itself is like
Yeah,
the
dark
jewel
blue.
of the ocean or something.
And
Like it actually had that name.
it goes back into the ocean too at the end.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like there. And on that note, there is a part of this is James Cameron's love of naval exploration.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I mean that's like isn't the ocean like a beautiful, wonderful holder of secrets?
Yeah, he's
And that's
definitely
just
philosophizing a lot about yeah,
that.
he's turning the ocean into a woman.
Yeah, which that's a common refrain,
Yeah.
like from sailors, like
Ah, she's a harsh mistress, she is.
the beautiful.
So there was another, what was it? Somebody said something about like women don't understand machinery or something like that. I don't know. Just seemed like a very time specific line. Oh, like I said, women and machinery do not mix.
Oh yeah,
The upper class does
that's
does have all those like annoying, stupid little sayings that they live their life by too. Like
yeah.
they know what to say in the right situation. Um, and then there was a good moment too, like because for so I thought the most interesting part about the heart was when it was sort of in play, you know. Um, she had it the whole time, and then what happened? What was like the story? Did she give it to Leo?
She never get no. So
The cow took it from
no the
her.
yeah the valet. Oh yeah. Cal took it out of the safe, gave it to the valet. He
Yeah,
put it into the pocket, and this is kind of like why uh this is one of the biggest examples of Cal viewing Rose's property
yeah,
is like is like, oh, he stole the diamond, just like he's trying to steal my woman, you
uh-huh.
know, a thief on two counts or something, some line like
A
that.
thief on two counts, I tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that was a big interplay in the movie. Like at the beginning, they say the sub can the sub can reveal the boat. Well, yeah, no, oh yeah, she says something like, "Thank you for the analysis, but the real experience was something quite different." You know,
hmm
like when they're talking about the boat. So like the sub can like show you the boat, but the real
well,
meaning to it is, in Rose.
I think I think that whole aspect was like, hey, here's the story of the Titanic according to us, and it's
Yeah,
all like metrics and
yeah.
the strength of steel and how the boat rips apart and how it sinks, and like
Man,
this is
man stuff. Like
yeah,
that's
it's
how
like
men understand things.
the guy's showing it to her. He's like, this here, look, this is the story of
Yeah.
the Titanic.
And he was really proud of it too. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's really excited. Like,
and it was only about how it collapsed.
yeah, it was only about like the sinking, like and like the specs of the ship.
Yeah. Which was
And
like
she's
the
like,
worst moment in her life.
yeah, and she's like, well, here's what the story of the Titanic means to me, and it's this really human
Yeah.
sort of a
Chick flick.
sort of love story. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's true. And then there was also a moment too where like it was kind of ham-fisted, but I noticed Cal says, "Open your heart to me." And then she grabs the heart on
Oh,
her.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it
I
was well, maybe it
I
wasn't ham, maybe it was more subtle than I thought, but she like it was ham-fisted in that thought you're completely right in calling it like a very obvious symbol. But it's just we're telling a story on two levels at the same
mhm.
time, which I find just fascinating. I just think that's like the ultimate in storytelling. You know, you're telling the physical, actual historical story, but you're also telling the emotional story, and and they kind of combine in the end to become one story. And it's
There's a lot
also,
going on.
oh yeah, and
Yeah.
like you're totally right. That second half, it is sort of like, in Oppenheimer, one of the things I like about that movie is, it's about splitting the atom, and the movie is split in two,
Yeah, between the
and it's split in two basically right when the bomb goes off. And you realize, so they're like telling the story intercut, and then the bomb goes off, and that's why those two parts are separated.
mhm.
So the movie is split in two, and this is the same. The movie is split in two, like the Titanic is split in two, and
Yeah,
so
maybe we should do Nolan next.
yeah, I know, right? We keep referencing his movies. That's why I keep saying that,
Yeah,
and like he's made some weird movies that I haven't seen, so it might be fun to see what's under there. But yeah, the second half, there's just so much going on. There's just all these different stories, and then he keeps adding new things like the musicians and stuff.
yeah,
And it's like pure chaos, and like it's so interesting. So I'll ask you a question.
sure.
Um, well, actually, no, I'll save that to the end. Question incoming. Do you do you think in a way, I'll ask you another question. Do you think in a way the story of the Titanic is the story of America? And I say that because they're coming from England to America. And also, like at the end, they make a big deal about her seeing the Statue of Liberty, like it's a
Hmm.
new life and everything. And like America has this tier class system. And like, do you think he's saying anything about America?
Uh, I don't think so. I think all of the there's a single American there's two American characters in the whole story. Uh,
Jack and
Jack and Kathy Bates.
oh yeah.
I think I don't know, like the boat is British. Most of the main characters are British.
Yeah.
The imagery of the boat like snapping in half. I don't think that is like trying to turn that into a metaphor for the Civil War is just it's just a lot. I don't I
Well, could the heart necklace represent like the heart of America as an identity?
they took an old thing from the old world, they brought it to the new world, and then
The spirit. They brought the spirit.
they brought
They
the
brought the
spirit to the new
dream.
world, and then they threw it away.
It's the American dream. That's what it is. Is, because this movie is all supposed to be about, like, it's all like has all this dream talk and dream imagery. What if they're talking about the American dream? And the American dream is basically a separation from that class system. Like that's the and America kind of is like that. There isn't
So
any solidified class system.
I think like the fact that she's going to America could be relevant to Rose's story. Like, oh, here's a place of new beginnings where a
Yeah.
lot of the trappings of the old world are a lot. They still exist, but they're a lot. They hold a lot less power.
Yeah.
So I think like America as the final location for Rose can have some like meaning.
Yeah.
I just don't think that the story of America and the story of the Titanic are a an Animal Farm style metaphor.
No, not that blatant,
Well, nothing's
but
that blatant.
yeah. But I do think like opportunity and like they at the beginning of the movie they played a lot with like going up and down the classes, like going up and down the stairs
Well, I think I think Kathy Bates being an American is I think
intentional.
relevant to
Yeah.
her character. Yeah,
Yeah.
where all these old money people are just so worked up in their rituals.
Well, that I
and
mean, yeah.
and here's what American money looks like.
Hmm.
You know, she understands your stupid, highfalutin fork etiquette, but she doesn't like it.
Yeah. They're like it's kind of a good mix of like wealth but practicality and kind of just getting rid of this weird structure and history and just breaking free of that.
Yeah, like both of the American characters that I can think of do traverse class boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Jack is very good at sort of traveling, or passing amongst the rich people. They find him they view him as like this curiosity, and
Yeah.
he actually composes himself pretty well.
Yeah. He knows how to act. He knows how to act rich, but
Yeah, and
he's
then
not that guy.
and then
He's like
Kathy Bates
doing an
actually did.
impression
Yeah, and then
of
Kathy Bates actually did made the jump in more practical terms of like she actually got the money.
yeah, yeah. It is
And
interesting, yeah.
she's not unlike Jack. She's making zero attempt to fit in.
Oh, I wonder if that on the outside with the forks, start on the outside and work your way in, is a metaphor for like getting into the upper class. Is like that's where
Um,
she is now. She's on the
yeah.
outside.
Okay, so I like that metaphor. I like that. That's cool. It's neat.
Yeah,
I don't think that's intentional, and I also think it's such a small throwaway line. Like
it
it's a good
is.
line, but it's a
Yeah.
small throwaway line. You can't say the whole movie is based around this thing about the forks. But yeah, like, but
Or
it is kind of cool that like that the two characters are kind of counterparts of each other.
yeah, they have an
Where she
affinity towards
has
each other.
where she has no ability to fit in, but they're forced to let her into the party
Yeah.
because she has the bona fides.
Yeah, because to them, ostensibly, the reason all of them are there is because they're rich, but there's something missing about her that they really don't like, you
Yeah,
know? And it's
and
like,
then and then Jack like shows up. He can play the part. He can be polite. He can tell the stories. He can
yeah,
schmooze.
he knows what they want to hear. But here's the question I have about this whole class thing and wrapping up this topic. Is it possible? Does the movie say, is it possible to transcend your class? Because Jack
Uh,
dies. He never was able to, and she never did either.
well, I think it might be more about like the concept of nobility and being noble,
Mhm.
where Jack behaves noble and chivalrous and generous, and Cal behaves crass and selfish and kind of base. Where that's why I like opened up with the line of Mr. Dawson, you can almost pass for a gentleman, is because Jack is the noble person,
Yeah.
and Cal is the villainous ogre.
Hmm. Despite the looks, the appearance.
Yeah, like it's like the idea of the very Disney idea of like, oh, he's beautiful on the inside, you know.
Yeah. But, what I'm kind of thinking is like if the movie is talking about class and by the end of it, the rich people get off safely and the poor people all drown. So by the end of the movie, that isn't solved.
Well, yeah, like it's
Like all it's exactly how it was supposed to be at the beginning of the movie is all the rich people got their privileges and all the poor people drowned. Like everybody kind of remained in their classes throughout
I
up
I
until the
disagree
end.
with that.
Mm,
Like, okay, so Towards the end, there's a scene where they're showing all the people who are remaining on the boat, like all them drowning.
Uh-huh.
Like there's like the Irish lady like singing a lullaby to her kids, very sad. And then there's like some of the crew members like doing whatever. But then there's also like multiple scenes of rich people stuck on the boat, sort of observing their last moments. There's this like older couple, like, they both look like to be like somewhere north of 60, with
Yeah.
like the husband and the wife like in bed together, like as the water's rising. So I feel like the sinking of the boat doesn't preserve the class lines so much as it like I like the exact opposite. I think like this horrible traumatic tragedy kind of equalizes the two.
It does. It and yeah, they do eventually mix. And it is that moment where, like the American rich upper class person at the end and the ship this ship can't sink guy are kind of forced to confront the fact that they're all equal in crisis.
Yeah.
And where like the whole separating of the ship is meant to make that ignorable, but it's no longer ignorable anymore. I guess what the point of it was is that was a British thing. Like all that bull
Uh-huh.
crap, that's like a European thing. And when they came over on the Titanic, we got rid of all that. If you do look at Rose as an old lady, the way she's dressed and the way her daughter is dressed, there's nothing significantly rich. I mean, I'm sure they're still rich, but there's nothing outwardly rich about them. They're not in a mansion. They look like they're in kind of a nice home. And so it's sort of like, yeah, we left all that crap with the Titanic. That's what caused the Titanic to some degree,
Yeah.
was all that society structure stuff. We leave that in the ocean and then bring back like all the harsh lessons that we learned from that into America and kind of just get real, and drop all that.
So okay, so like I do see those aspects of it.
Yeah.
But I think like there might be like a little bit of a chicken and an egg like problem there, because I think he's using America as like shorthand for a lot of these like class structures being significantly weakened. And I think he wants to use that shorthand as a given to say the other things that he wants to say in the story. So he's not using the story to say that America is a place without class. He's using the audience's preconceived views as America without class to say the other things he wants to say. Like he doesn't need to explain why
Yeah.
Kathy Bates
Yeah.
like
Well, what is he trying to say then?
it's actually a good point.
I think the movie is about
I think it's
class.
well, yeah, the movie's about class. I think he's saying that class is this like artificial construct where people are allowed to be evil and convince themselves that they're the good guys because of
Yeah.
their class.
Yeah. It
And that I think
allows
he's
for that. Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
I think he's making the point that using class in that way is evil. And
And class isn't good for anybody. Like it's not it's you don't grow as a human at all if you're upper class. You're a child for your entire life. And Rose realizes that.
well, yeah, the mom is a child,
Yeah.
like because that's like that's when you become an adult, is when you start working.
Uh-huh.
And the mom is like in her 50s and she's like, I can't work.
It's not conceivable. So
Yeah.
in a way it is kind of a coming of age movie for her as
Yeah.
well.
Well, she's also like in the coming of age.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The character is.
Oh yeah, Kate Winslet's probably like 30.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing that's like crazy about being a rich, like upper society person is no matter what you say, you're right. No one of a lower class or even of your class will ever say, I don't think so, and that kind of allows for this kind of crap.
Well, yeah, that's when like all the like all the high society ladies are having their tea, and like
Uh-huh.
the rowdy American shows up and they're like, "Oh, let's wrap this up."
Yeah, because she's gonna say the truth, which,
Well, also because they like it's inconceivable for them to deny her access to this tea party.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
they're not allowed to just
Oh, good point. Yeah.
yeah.
They
They're,
have
they're,
to
they're
do
not
it in like a polite way.
yeah.
And then
They can't they can't just tell her that they don't like her.
yeah,
It's
it's so silly. Yeah, it's such a funny world. Another thing about like we're leaving the Titanic behind. We're leaving the whole European class structure behind. I like that the preacher in the movie, like while it's going down, he's basically telling you the the revelation part of the Bible. Like
oh yeah.
the world is dying because it's bad, but the good news is you're going to the kingdom of heaven. And it's while everyone's walking up these stairs to get to
Yeah.
the bow.
Which is also like really dark like a really dark like case of someone speaking a very ugly truth
Uh-huh.
of everyone's like fighting so hard to survive and get
Yeah,
to the top of this boat, and he's just and this the
true.
preacher is just saying we're all gonna die. Here's why there's a bit of a silver lining to that cloud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's just yeah, you're right. He's sitting there saying the hard truth, which even like, the hard-nosed steerage class, even they're trying to ignore that truth.
Yeah,
But what else are you gonna do? You know?
yeah. You like if if survival is a 10% chance, then why not just fight for that
Yeah.
10%?
Oh, I also like,
you miss the shots you don't take.
yeah. Do you remember when she first tries to kill herself, Rose? She's like hanging off the the bow of the ship again, and
Hmm.
she's trying to like that's how they meet, is like she's trying to kill herself. And it's kind of an interesting thing of like dream hitting reality. And he tells her, "Have you ever gone ice fishing? Even just sticking your hand in there, it's like 1,000 knives cutting you at the same time." And it makes the end feel so much more awful because
Yeah,
he's sitting there. That's how he's dying, is
yeah.
in pain. She
Well,
said
luckily
it was
his
agony. Yeah.
he would go very numb very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's probably medically true. Yeah. That scene is also good because it's contrasted with them
the
falling.
I'm king of the world thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that was a dream. Wasn't that a dream? That was a
No,
dream, right?
that was the thing that happened.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
well,
where he's like holding onto her waist and she's like putting her arms out, and they're like, "Ah, this is so romantic."
oh, I thought that was a
That
dream.
was I think that was like I think it was like in the trailer of the movie. Like that
It
was
was. Okay, one of the last things I want to talk about is her on the couch scene, him painting her.
the most famous scene of the movie.
Yeah, why don't we get to that?
The most famous line of the movie as well.
I saw that with mom, and she made me cover my eyes. But guess what, Nick? I'm revealing this now. I didn't. I saw it.
You peaked.
I peeked. So, but you know what it reminded me of this time though? Was that big famous painting of the Madonna in the clamshell, um
Oh, that's Venus.
or Venus in the clamshell. Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of reminded me of that, and it kind of fit. Like her pose, like the same pose.
yeah. Same hair color,
Yeah, her hair is red and stuff.
like the aquatic theme.
And the aquatic theme, exactly.
I mean, like okay. So are we?
And then,
We can go the obvious route,
uh-huh.
and that she's laying her like she's revealing her true self to Jack. She's laying yourself bare,
Oh,
so to
total.
speak.
No, that you're totally right about that. Yeah. Yeah, because it's interesting because she takes all of her fancy clothes off and is just her.
Yeah. It's like this is like I've been a fake person. I've been wearing a mask the entire time I've grown up in this high society thing,
Yeah.
and now you get to see the real me. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
And I like how she acts too. She acts all like she doesn't know where to put her arm. She's like very uncomfortable with it, and she's like, and he's like, stand still.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just it's see now she's like actually free and like that's the moment that everything changes kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Like, well, it's recontextualizing their relationship as like artist and muse.
Uh-huh. And there's like a counterpoint to her too, which is like how you don't want to end up is well, there were two, you remember his two subjects before her in France?
Yeah, there was the one-legged prostitute.
Uh-huh. Who's like beautiful on the inside and everything, but like poor and destitute and dirty. And then there was the old woman that came to the same bar every night, dressed all in like gold and in her most expensive jewelry and stuff, who was like waiting for her lost love or something. And it was like super sad.
Yeah.
And it sort of showed her like, where do you want to go in life? Like, do you want to be kind of like down and dirty, but true? Or do you want to be this sad old lady that has all this wealth, but no love or anything?
Well, she does like old Rose is an old lady pining after a lost love. Like that's literally the character.
True, true. But with her daughter, I guess, so she has some,
Yeah, like so she had like a husband that she had for a while and then died, I think, and then
and a
kids and
shipwreck,
grandkids.
probably.
Probably yeah, probably some yeah, it was probably some whaling accident.
There was one last thing I wanted to talk about, if that's okay. It'll be a short
Yeah,
one.
let's
Okay.
hear it.
We're talking about the her laying naked scene,
Oh yeah, yeah that.
but I just remembered she's not naked.
Oh, she's got the yeah, she's wearing her heart. Yeah,
She's I guess she's showing him her true heart. And then, well, oh yeah, so the other thing is right after that, they have sex. And then basically as soon as they have sex, guess what happens?
the ship
The
sinks.
ship sinks.
Yeah,
Because I think both of them know, and the reason why Romeo and Juliet die at the end is because they all know this simple fact about their relationship.
yeah,
They
it can't possibly work.
It can't possibly ever work.
I think yeah, the opening line of Romeo and Juliet refers to them as star-crossed lovers, where the like this is just fated for
Yeah.
tragedy. There's no
Yeah.
way this works. Like
True. There was a lot of fate in this movie too, because fate brought him onto the ship in the first place.
oh yeah, the Full House.
The full house. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just, and it kind of is like class too. Like class is sort of like fate, you're born into it.
Yeah,
And
Rose's fate was to be married off to some rich guy to
yeah,
maintain the family name,
yeah. And this sort of like dream, liminal sort of dream place
where she's attempting to
allowed,
like buck fate,
yeah, to buck fate, which,
which turned out extremely well for her and very poorly for Jack.
yeah, exactly. Because, the dirty truth of it is the lower class's fate to sustain the upper class. It's like all those people below steerage had it even worse. Like,
Well, yeah, yeah, like Jack's attempt to move up in the world was fated for failure,
yeah,
and Rose's decision to move down was much more possible, I
yeah.
guess.
Well,
Like,
I mean, she moved up emotionally because she realized, Jack made her realize she didn't need to follow fate. She can just, in America, you can just do your own thing. Like, that's kind of like there were two main American ideals: freedom and individuality. This is my land and that's your land. And we all got our own little, we kind of all have our own, are supposed to have our own little America. And it's
yeah, yeah,
not
like
just land,
Rose,
it's like just
yeah,
being
Rose,
you, you
yeah,
know?
Rose wanted to wear trousers and ride horses,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
and she got to live out her dreams.
Yeah. And at the end, it's interesting. They had that like panning shot over all of the pictures, and
Hmm.
then it showed her sleeping, like at the end of Aliens, you know?
Oh, like
And then
she's dreaming of the life that she lived or whatever.
yeah, yeah. And or the American dream, you know? She had lived the American dream. Another interesting last thing I'll say about the heart, which you tried to dismiss at the very beginning because you knew I would obsess over it.
Well, no, no, yeah, well, like
Yeah.
it's like you're in seventh grade and you're watching it. You're like, oh, look, the symbolism. It's
Yeah,
right here.
exactly. Yeah. But what I like about symbolism is that symbols can go so deep.
Hmm.
Like symbols, I love it. It's like catnip to me when people are like passing around a symbol and interacting with it throughout the movie because they're constantly talking about the symbolism in more complicated, further complicated ways, you know? And then, so if you notice at the beginning, she's like wearing it. It's like very prominent to her.
Yeah,
And then as the movie goes and as there's like conflict, it becomes like stashed away, like in the safe or in a jacket. And then, the bad guy realized, damn it, I put the jacket on her and it had the thing in it. And so it's like starting to be hidden, you know. It had the one big moment where she was wearing it in the picture. And then ever since then it was like hidden. And it was hidden until the very end. After her entire life, she kept it hidden.
yeah.
So what does that mean?
Well, okay, so like probably like as she's going through her life, the heart or the heart represents her relationship, her very brief relationship with Jack. Because like she probably wasn't going through daily life talking about this experience that she had was apparently
Yeah.
extremely formative for her.
Yeah. So it
So she's
becomes
like she's
meaningful.
like she's like hiding this experience, and then
Mm.
she finally has this opportunity to like go back to where it happened and
Kind of close the loop on it.
yeah, like return the jewel to like if the jewel is her experience with Jack, then she's returning the jewel to kind of like where it belongs,
Yeah.
like to the location that's attached to this physical object.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's also like some aspect of it where it is kind of like this object of incredible wealth
Yeah.
where at any point she could have brought the jewel to a museum or something
Hmm.
and made oodles of money, but it was more important to her than that. Like money is this almost this crass thing
Hmm.
that's not worth obsessing over, and the what the jewel meant to her was so much more important than just mere money.
Okay. Would you rather live because all the rich people kind of lived in regret of knowing they like stomped on all the poor people to get off the boat to survive, you know?
Yeah,
And
well, there's yeah, because there's the scene where the guy is yelling at the crew like, why is there only 12 people on this boat? Why
yeah,
is there
yeah.
yeah,
Because yeah, they were trying to get off as fast as they can.
and then Kathy Bates kind of sort of repeats the same refrain where she's like,
Yeah.
there's people drowning right over there and we have room in this boat. Like
Yeah.
why are we just sitting here?
And then his excuse was so weak. Oh, they're all just gonna climb on and we'll all die, you know.
Which
Um,
is
it's somewhat legitimate, but
it's somewhat legitimate, but also like it's very legitimate. When you kind of think about like the importance of your own life to you,
yeah.
you're like,
But that's the thing. That's the thing about Leo is it was more important to him to die honorably than it was to live, you
I don't, I
know?
don't, I don't think Leo ever had a chance to be on a lifeboat though.
Well, now we're getting into this now we're getting into a very tender topic, which is the famous argument, which I always fucking hate when people will watch an entire movie
Oh,
and
the board thing.
yeah,
Okay,
And
so
then
here
that's
here's
all that they take away from it is
so
that.
okay, well here's what's was extra stupid about this. I knew that argument existed,
Yeah.
and I thought it was dumb.
Well,
But
it's
then
also
like
it's
then
it's just dumb.
but then on
Yeah.
actually watching the movie, like this
Uh-huh.
dumb thing that didn't need to be addressed is actually addressed in the movie, where Jack tries to climb on, it
Oh
flips
yeah.
over, and it's a big thing. Like it was like James Cameron actually in the movie
Yeah.
made it clear that they both weren't going to be able to use
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah. Not that
Uh,
not that it
and it
mattered to
doesn't
me.
even matter.
Yeah.
Like,
But
yeah,
like that's
it's
like the most non movie maker podcast way of reading a movie is like most conversations I have with people, I'll just make it small digression is like they'll see a movie and I'll be like, "What did you think?" And they'll be like, "Oh, it was good," or "It was bad." Okay, well, what else? Well, the acting was good. Okay, is there anything other than good or bad that you can classify this as, or is that it? You know?
yeah.
But it's just like the most meaningless like takeaway that you can get from this 3 hour movie. And then we want to argue about that, and that's a film discussion.
So okay, I am gonna defend the people. The best possible way the movie can end is Rose and Jack living happily ever after forever and having lots of babies or whatever. Like this is like this. Oh, they're so perfect for each other, and like they're so in love. And if only Jack had lived, and they had both lived, and they'd been able to spend their lives together. So
Mm-hmm.
like that's what the audience wants to happen more than anything else. And every barrier between every barrier preventing that to happen has to be rock solid because people are going to like
Yeah.
try to figure out how they could have made that happen and what could have been done to make that happen.
Well,
And
yeah.
I think the board at the end, it's a dumb thing to fixate on, but like the entire time James Cameron is training the audience to fixate on the main barrier preventing the happy thing from happening.
Yeah.
So the fact that people are thinking about the are thinking about the floating piece of debris and trying to create a world where Jack and Rose are living happily ever after, like that, like you can't fault people for thinking that, about trying to make the good thing happen.
No, yeah. I mean, and I, I'll kind of agree with you because it is kind of too perfect, and I think I think that might be what people are responding to. It's just too perfect that like a thing came on out of the water, and then but only one of them it was like can fit on it because it's such a clear symbol for, well, I was gonna get to this, but it's like the lower class has to die for the upper class to move on, that's kind of the symbol of the movie is like the the lower class, it's kind of necessary for certain people to die
Well, yeah,
for
like
other people to live. And that's like
his
a
role in life is to
yeah.
suffer, like as a poor person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And that kind of goes to fate too.
yeah, and that in the same way that Rose's fate is to be subservient to some capricious asshole.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I love
Like,
him too. We didn't mention this. How he pretends to be a poor child's father to get on at the
yeah,
end. And he picks up a poor, dirty looking orphan kid
yeah,
out
and
of everybody
he runs up to the guy
and
and like
shoves it in their face.
he's in his like tuxedo and the child is in rags
Yeah.
and he like with a straight face tells the crew member,
Yeah.
I'm all she has in the world, and the
Yeah.
guy's like, he doesn't believe him.
Yeah. Well,
He just says sure, go,
yeah.
fine.
He's just like, whatever, dude. But what he's supposed to say is she's all I have in the world. You
No,
know?
no, because like if he says that,
Oh, then he can give her up.
then he throws it.
Then
Yeah,
yeah,
he's like, no, no,
yeah.
my baby needs
Oh,
me.
you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, oh man.
but I think it's also like I think it's a a point of genuine comedy that he legitimately saves this child's life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
But
his selfish quest for survival has
yeah.
resulted in one more survivor happening.
So yeah, so he does redeem himself.
No, he
So
doesn't.
he
It,
um
it's just funny that a side effect of his evil is
yeah,
like this good thing
exactly.
happening.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
blowback from being pure evil, like it's actually now I actually think now thinking about this with the heart thing and dropping it into the ocean, that represents her, time with Jack and everything. And this whole story makes me actually think it wasn't her telling the story to these people. It was these are all the secrets that are in her woman's head, you know, like the
oh,
quote,
so it's
or
so
that
like
a
it's
woman's
the whole
heart.
the whole story the whole story is metaphor by intention. Like she's
Well, it's just that these what we're witnessing are her secrets
yeah.
that she's not telling people, because you know how she like talked to all the sailors and everything. Everything she said was like so coy, like, well, maybe it happened like that, like she did
Hmm.
that a couple times,
Yeah,
and it's like
she's trying to like maintain the spirit of the truth without
without
everything
telling the
she's
whole
saying
truth.
literally being truthful.
And that's actually kind of, how everybody, it's kind of like, the Odyssey movie that we watched. It's kind of like they're all kind of like coming back. All these people, they kind of have an original sin of witnessing this freaking horrific incident together.
Yeah.
And they're not going to talk about that, but it's going to affect them meaningfully.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what causes them to give up the class system, is this they finally witnessed it at its peak,
Hmm.
classicism at its peak. And this having this original sin makes them want to give it up. And so that's her sort of being like, her dropping into the ocean is sort of like, I finally can be cleansed of this now. Like it's kind of like an albatross, around her neck. I finally can be cleansed of this horrible thing.
No, the jewel isn't a bad thing. Like the jewel isn't like it doesn't represent her trauma,
Well,
I
it
guess is
does
what
in a way because it represents the end of the story. She basically killed Jack so she could live. He wanted it, but she lived because he died. And
yeah, I think like I don't think the story is trying to say that she let Jack die.
no, no, but she has the guilt of it.
I don't think she seems guilty. She seems sad, but not like I don't. I never got. I never saw anything in the movie that gave me the impression that she was carrying the guilt of Jack's death. I think she might have been. She was like sad about his death. She was maybe traumatized to some degree, but like not like she was. She felt like that death was on her in any way. Like I think
Well,
I think the gem is never portrayed as a bad evil thing. Like the gem is like this good, beautiful, pure thing,
mhm.
and dropping it at the ocean at the end isn't her like releasing her guilt into the ocean. I think it's like her, returning, her love for Jack to his final resting place.
Yeah. I mean, I do think kind of the point of it is that she feels guilty. Or it's kind of, oh, here's what it is actually. Like she had fulfilled his promise to him. Does that better? Like
Uh,
she, because the whole thing while he was dying is she's like, he kept saying, promise me this.
well,
And
yeah, okay,
then
okay. So there is like a little bit of the final scene of Saving Private Ryan.
yeah.
yeah, well, his sacrifice allowed her to live a life,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah, you all
and
did this. Yeah, you did this for me. Yeah.
yeah, and by living a full, beautiful, complete life with lots of
Mm.
kids and horse riding and whatever other cool shit she did, like she's made it back to she's like she's legitimized his sacrifice by having a full and complete life.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And that actually is very beautiful. All right, I think that's a good place to end it. And
Yeah,
we ended with the end.
yeah. I would actually like to bookend the first thing I asked you, which is, do you think that Rose is a reliable narrator?
Okay, so now I believe that she is narrating this to herself. So
Uh,
I would say, so she's not, these are her truths. These aren't things that she's trying to tell somebody in like a court case of like to make herself look good.
yeah,
She's trying to tell herself the all the hard truths too.
yeah.
So I
This
would
is
say half reliable.
yeah. I would say she's trying to tell the truth, but she's
Yeah.
telling her own truth
Yeah.
by yeah. I would say that makes sense. That works out for me. I like that.
Would you like to end this with a good rendition of The Ship Can't Sink? So give me your best The Ship Can't Sink. Here,
The
I'll
ship can't sink.
Oh, that was good. Okay, I'll do it. The ship can't sink.
Oh, nice. Like it.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna put a poll. I'm gonna do a very podcaster thing. We're putting a poll up, and who did the best? The ship can't sink. Give us your vote. Okay. And that was the Mythic Movie Maker podcast.